Titan Gaming, and today we're playing a game that I have not thought about in probably at least a few years. I got it on Steam fairly recently, like probably within the past year, just because it was like, wow, I missed that game, and so um, I haven't played it in ages. Last time I played it, we had I think we still do have the disc somewhere at my parents' house for the game that we had to put in and install it that way. I don't even remember how we found this game. It could have been one of them that came like on one of those early uh like gaming sites or something. It's a Wild Tangent game. So I don't know if it came through like some sort of launcher like that or something. But it is a really, really good game. And I wanted to show it off to y'all because I love this game. It is Fate. And I haven't even like created a new game or anything. Actually, let me just hide my webcam real quick. Fate. So I mean, if you search that on Steam, you'll find it, and you get a little pupper or a cat. You can choose either one, but I usually go with the pupper. And they have a few different versions of the game. This is the oldest one, like the original one, but it's a dungeon crawl adventure where you're kind of like going in on level 1 or whatever, and you get down however low you go, and you can eventually you can use portals to come back to town and then go back to the dungeon where you left it. So it's a lot of like getting a bunch of stuff killed and uh, everything like that, and then leaping back out and headed back down. I think when you hit benchmarks like 10, 20, 30, and that kind of stuff, you can go down to those levels, like if you just want to like go back down into the dungeon later. But for now, we're going to go on Adventurer, because I'm not confident enough to go on Hero, but Page is going to be super easy. Which hairstyle are we gonna go for? I think oh, I forgot how weird your people could look in this. I don't want the baby face. I might do the beardy man, but I need a better hairstyle for that. I think that's gonna be the best we get. There's also it's boy or girl, just that way you don't have to play as just like the person. What are some of the random names they'll give us? Vorathel, Arandor, Ostpike, Jacinba, I don't know, Zoranan. I think we're just gonna replace this with we'll call him Tox. I use that as like a shortened thing every once in a while, so let's do that one. Sure. The pet's name, do we want a cat or a dog? And these are your two options. Like those are just the breeds you get. I'm gonna go with a dog, and I'm gonna name him. This is always the hardest part of these types of games. What to name your characters? I think It's gonna be... Yeah, we'll just go with... But...
Since oldest living memory, the dungeon gate has stood in the heart of the old wood. Its doorway leads to infinite possibility, to subterranean lands fabled in stories and myths. Many adventurers have passed over that ancient threshold, some to find fame, glory, and wealth beyond telling, and others never to return. The town of Grove has ever been a safe haven at the dungeon's mouth, a watering hole and resting place for weary adventurers. Here, great tales are told by the inn's fire, journeys are planned, and legacies are made. The minstrels sing of the great feats of heroes long gone, and statues ring the square, a testament to their deeds. After traveling many hard and dusty days, you and your faithful companion arrive at last in the fabled forest town, which waits beneath the long shadow of the gate. Within these walls lies the path to infinite adventure. It is here that you will test your worth and perhaps find fortune and glory along the way. It is here that you will determine your fate.
He said the thing. Roll credits! Okay, so this one is game specific, and it's kind of talking about this is going to be our final boss. I'll hide the webcam real quick. Tales tell of a great elite crypt shambler whose name is spoken in whispers. Oathkicker, the adversary. For centuries it has waited on the 43rd level of the dungeon, its evil seeping up toward the town. You must destroy it once and for all, and rid the world of its evil influence. It is your fate, adventurer. Will you meet it? So, this is kind of how fate goes, is that you are given something that is like, hey, this is your big boss of whatever, and you can play after you beat the big boss. But that boss is going to be hard. And I think when you choose the more difficult levels, your final boss goes further into the dungeon. And if you also notice, that's a wolf, which that's another thing that you can eventually get into, is there are potions and stuff that will either temporarily or permanently change your pet into something else. That one, I believe, is just like a dire wolf or something, which is a fairly common one, although I think spider is one of the first ones that your pet ends up turning into. I'll readjust the webcam if I need to, but...
Your journey has begun.
So I've kind of got these display tips for my help and also yours. Just because I have not played this in a while. Welcome to the town of Grove. Explore the town by left-clicking to walk. Visit the shopkeepers and search your quests to perform. When you are ready, enter the dungeon gate to your right to begin your adventure. So from what I remember, a lot of this game is done with your mouse. And this is pretty much the view you have every single time. You can zoom in and out a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty much only your mouse. So you're going to want to make sure you have your 1, 2, and 3, which right now are potions. We start off with 3 potions. You also have a storage trunk, which will let you keep some stuff in here while you're down in your dungeon. There are also a couple scrolls you'll want to keep on hand. The town portal scroll will bring you back to town if you're in the dungeon, and the identify scroll will help you identify any item that you may find in the dungeon. Okay, I'm gonna And if a person has an
Hello?
exclamation mark above their head, that means you have some sort of quest that you can fulfill. Whitecutter the Wicked, the Death Cap, has assembled an army of mottled lurkers and is advancing on the town from level 3. Help us by defeating them in the town will reward you for your bravery. So this is kind of like...
received the task.
This is kind of how the game breaks down, is that like you have quests and you have like an ultimate quest, I guess, in a way. But you get these little quests that'll help you. There is a way to sprint. I don't know. I don't remember what it is. Toggle run. Holding control? No, we're gonna run the entire time. Like, there's no reason not to. You can also fish. And that's how you can find some... There are some items that I think mostly come from fishing. And items will have, like, the different levels of rarity and everything, too. So it's not just... Voltaic gel named Umgethin attacked a caravan of goods bound for town and took a valuable Ice Stomper's studded leather armor of strength from the wagons. It has retreated to level 3 with it. If you return it to me, I can make it up to you. I'll give you this goblin ring of bronze as a reward.
You have received the quest.
There's also the fact that you can just cancel quests. Like, for instance, if I wanted to keep this leather armor or something, I could just cancel the quest and just hang on to the armor. But there's all sorts of people. There's Drea, who's a healer lady. The minstrel, it can advance your renown, so it's a little bit of a way for you to. I don't remember if it's you get like discounts in town or something.
Good day.
Voltaic gel named Demon Eater and its army of ruby gels has stolen a rock swallower's studded leather armor of the magician and taken it to level 1. So this is a good thing. Like, you want to run through town when you first get there, and pretty much anytime you come back, just to make sure nobody has quests for you. The Warrior's Chain of Life.
You have received
I'll accept
the task.
your quest. I think Zim is just
Everything here is a bargain.
Oh,
Mark my words.
this is one of your the items on the left all have unknown magical powers. Once you purchase one, its powers will be instantly revealed. So there are certain items that'll be like better in general. Like, I don't have any leather vest, but it's gonna have some sort of enchantments on it, no matter what you get from Zim. The goblin, I think, is... Oh, he'll extract gems, like, so this is all just like the menu where you just can move all the stuff. But sometimes your weapons will have slots in them. Your weapons and armor will have slots in them, and then you can equip gems to them. If you want a gem back and you don't need the item anymore, you can take it to Samwin, and he'll pull the gems out, and they'll be intact, but the item will be just destroyed.
Can I help you?
He has specifically armor. So, like, see, this has 2 free sockets. You can put a gem in one of those. I think... it might be worthwhile to get a cap and... some robes or something. We'll see what, I think it's Geth is up here. Baragor.
Welcome, friend.
Okay, so Baragor will give quests. Demonor, I think, is also just a little quest giver. Yeah. We got Getz. That was close. Bartleby will let you potions and stuff. A Book of Town Portals is like a scroll, except it has more uses. That's pretty much it. And it costs... It's a better deal because for 100 you can get a town portal scroll, but for 500 you can get 10 uses. So it's like buying it's buy one get one free type thing if you buy the books rather than the scrolls. Um, we don't have any mana potions right now, and our stamina is fine. We've just been running around town. Eventually that'll go down just because of like attacking and stuff. I'll grab an antidote for now because I'd rather have one and not need it right now. And actually, we'll put that on 4. So that's the other thing. Like all 6 of these slots count as extra inventory slots. So if you have a potion or something that you're not really in need of right now, and I'll move both of these scrolls down here too, I guess for now. That can help out. Also, items will take up different sizes of space. So there's that sort of thing. Let's see what Gets has. Gengar. This is so Gengar does the gems will be free to use on something. I think Samwin may be the other way around. It'll destroy the gems, but you'll be free to install new gems. Okay, so Samwin will destroy the gems and give you the item back. Gengar will destroy the item, but give you the gems back. So Gets is going to be where you get a lot of your items and stuff from. And there are also spells and stuff like this, where there are certain spells that are going to be essential to playing this game. Like, for instance, any sort of heal you're gonna want. You will want to have some sort of damage spell, just because that's... Like, you could probably go without it, but you're gonna at least want some level of damage spell. And there are items that will boost magic or something like that. Like this one will, I guess this would be a good place to go over like how the colors mean a lot different than they typically do. Like these purple ones, that's honestly just like the second tier. Like you got your basic no color, which is just whatever it does. The purple is going to be like a very basic enchantment, where it's like the forest bow of blocking. It's like a very, very minor enchantment. If it's teal, that means it's named for someone, and so it'll have a lot of weirder stuff on it typically. I think what was his? I think we're gonna go ahead and just head down. Bremen is actually...
I am well known throughout these parts.
He'll remind you like what your quest is, and he'll give you a new like big quest after you defeat him. So this is kind of a game that you can keep playing for as long as you really want to. And I've played single characters in this game for ages before. You can place fish in your quick slot so that they can be fed to your pet in the heat of battle. So I know you can't see it up here, and I'll probably try to fix that for next time, but it's difficult to like get to my stream setup while I'm in the game, just because there's no like windowed full screen type thing in this, and there's not even like a windowed version. It's just full screen and that's it. But up in this top corner, and I'll try to just point like basically exactly where I am, that's where our pet's inventory is, and we can drop like fish and stuff in there to heal them. We can drop potions, or fish and stuff is what's gonna like change our pet into something. We can look at their stats, and we can look at their inventory, and we could even our pets can carry some of our stuff. And this basically plays a lot like, honestly, a lot like a D&D game would. There are certain things like, aha, we have an unidentified item. And especially like right now, I'm not super worried about like all of the. Oh, so we found a little mini boss. So if there's anything that has a red thing, and also a quick tip: if you pull up 2 of these screens, it will. I think it'll pause the game behind it. Whereas if you just have like the one pulled up, things will still like move around in the dungeon. So we have an unidentified buckler, a superior buckler, but this one is, like I said, it's teal, which means that it is named for someone. We'll go ahead and put on the amulet just because that'll save some inventory space. It's also a big thing to rearrange your inventory however will be most space efficient. Another thing I tend to do, so I went up and clicked on, there's a little chest icon in the pet's inventory, and they can have a necklace and 2 rings. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is you can boost their stats a little bit. But if there's like a weapon I'm not gonna want to use, I'll just drop it in my pet's inventory, and I can actually, I don't remember how, but you can command your pet to go places. That may be something that I look up real quick after I get off stream and stuff, just to remind myself how to play this game, because it's been a while. I only have 1 scroll of Identify, and I don't know which one I want to use it on. Because right now we got a 3 to 6, that's a fast speed, or we could have a 4 to 10, that's a slow speed, or we could get extra defense. And this could have other enchantments on it. We don't know what it's gonna do. And also, I will say that, like, there are some items that require you to have, like, there was some in town that said, like, you had to have a certain amount of dexterity or something. If you have an item that gives you dexterity, that counts towards that. But if you unequip that item, it's gonna unequip anything that will actually get boosted off of that. So I think we're gonna use our scroll of Identify, and when you got that little target on your hand, that means you have equipped the scroll, basically. So I'm gonna do the crude hammer. So we got Arden Sirith's Nimble Crude Hammer of the Magician. So we get a faster casting speed, more dex, less damage taken, higher defense, mana stolen, and a mana bonus. So that's a pretty solid weapon for having just gotten into the dungeon. I think I can equip these, but I won't get like any of the bonuses or anything. So we'll just wait. Like, I think I'll get the basic bonus, but see, like, right now we're even, like, taking out all of them. Trying to remember how to command your dog to go, or your pet to go places. I'll go ahead and use one of my potions on my dog. And your pet, one of the good things is your pet
gained in experience and skill.
So your pet can, if I remember correctly, your pet doesn't necessarily die. They just retreat back to town, and you'll have to... Pico the Fisherman! I forgot about Pico. So, in town, you may have seen, real quickly, in the graveyard, there was a guy dressed like this, and his name is Rico, and he's an enchanter. And this guy will sell you fish, which the fish will, like for instance, the fingerling arrowfish will turn our pet into a greater basilisk for 2 minutes. But that's like there are some a dogfish will revert it back to whatever original form it had. I don't think any of these are there's a timber wolf, tunnel spider. Tunnel spider is a very common one, especially for like the first fish that you end up being like, hey, my pet is this now. I'm gonna level up real quick. Gain new points, click on the red cross. So we need to decide how we're gonna build our character. We need to decide what kind of weapons we're gonna use and that sort of thing. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, because you're gonna want magic no matter what. But you can make very magic focused characters, or you can make characters that are more melee focused and just use magic as a supplement. I think I'm gonna go sword and shield, and we'll increase strength, vitality, magic, vitality, and strength. Cool. Got that done. We're not going to buy anything from Pico right now. I'd rather save my money. Also, there is... Where's the map? There we go. So, I pressed M, by the way, to bring up the map, and that'll show you, like, if you've been on the floor before, you'll have, like, whatever portions of the map you've already discovered. But I'm gonna head back this way because there was another path to explore this way. Haha! And I'd kind of like... I will go back to town fairly soon just to sell off some stuff and also get some stuff identified. But I would like to try to find... I had a quest down here. And you don't have to like keep checking to be like, oh, where was my quest? Because it won't tell you like exactly where they are. They'll just tell you, hey, it's on this floor. So that was one of the gemstones, by the way, that you can use to upgrade your stuff. Also, at this point, I'm not being as careful, but some of the chests like this that have the purple glow will not be chests, they'll be mimics. So you have to watch out for that eventually. But at this level, I wouldn't think they would throw a mimic at me. But if they do, you just keep clicking. Hey, we got a Book of Identify! So now we're going to, I think it's I and P. Yeah. So there are keyboard like shortcuts for like I is your inventory, P is your pet's inventory, that sort of thing. Turquoise will give us electrical damage or electrical resistance if we socket it. So I'm just gonna put on these rings for now. They don't do anything, but it'll keep that out of my inventory. We're gonna use this Book of Identify on some of these weapons we've gotten. So we've got Earth Smasher's Novice Buckler of Warriors. That sounds amazing. It increases movement speed and everything. So we'll put that over there. We don't need that. We don't need this wooden club. We don't really need this sword because it does 2 to 7 and ours is 4 to 10 right now. Also, I think if you identify stuff before you send it, it'll sell for more. So I'm going to go ahead and identify all of these. So we've got the short staff of the hare, which is movement speed, and the magic bonus. I think the magic bonus is coming from the name. We'll put that in our pet's inventory. We got the superior buckler of bronze. So that ring of bronze that we were going to be given, the bronze part will give us an attack bonus, which is nice to know. This is one of the other things. Like, some weapons will take away stats, and they'll just be like the red ones. So that's like the curse on stuff. So we'll put that over there. Technically, this one does better because it's superior, but we get more bonuses, like a life bonus and stuff, off of this one. So I'd rather use that one. Here's where it gets tricky because you gotta arrange everything just so that you can maximize your space. And you can, there's a button up here underneath where I can drop potions and stuff to send my pet to town. And basically what that does is I will still be running through the dungeon while my pet runs back and starts, goes back and sells stuff for me. That way I don't have to like leave the dungeon just to go sell things. It's a really cool mechanic that I'm glad they have in this game. Also, the small chests are never mimics as far as I know. Hello, Death Cap.
You have been granted new skill.
I got a level. Alright, so we're gonna close this loop because, yeah. So like I say, I'll probably, once I get this quest done, because that's one of the things that your dog or your pet can't do, is like training your quests. Once we get this quest done, then I will probably head back to town, just because I'll have money, and also...
You are exhausted.
Okay, so see, if you run around consistently, you are going to run out of stamina. So I'll turn that off for a little while and recover some stamina. And I think swinging your weapon may decrease your stamina too. I could be wrong. But you can hold control to run too, so it's not a big thing. I'm gonna go ahead and level up. So I'm gonna go strength, vitality, magic again. I think I'll put a pointed dex and put another one in magic. Let's go with spellcasting skill. Seems very, very useful because if we invest in that early, it'll mean that it'll cut down on the amount of time it takes to cast a spell, which can eat up a lot of time. And we'll go with shield again because we don't have a weapon nailed down right now. Right now we're using a hammer, I think, technically. It has been so long since I've played this game. But I'm having fun.
Your pet has grown more skilled.
Hey! Our pet leveled up. So that means our pet is, I think, just not going to die near as much, and also does a little bit more damage. That's also why you change your pet into various other creatures, is so that they'll do more and different types of damage. We'll just go back up this way. So I think we've explored that route as much as we can. We'll go ahead and use the Fountain of Healing. It'll be fine. I don't remember... I still don't remember how you can... you can tell your pet to pick up stuff. I don't remember what that is. So tab will change your map apparently, as long along with, and I'll leave it at that zoom. I have no idea. Zoom in a little bit. I have no idea how I send my pet places, because I know that's a thing that you can like tell your pet to go pick up something if it's something you absolutely don't need to have on your person. Also, where it's got the little symbols, the up arrow and down arrow are kind of obvious. The green crystal shape is like a merchant. So gets will sometimes be down in the dungeons, or Pico or something like that. Your blue is going to be your pet. Here's Gets. He's just, oh, it's Demon Eater. So I'm going to stay ready on 3. Just in case. Our pet is hurt, but our pet is attacking Demon Eater. I'm trying to kind of take out. Okay, so our pet is fleeing. They won't pick up items and stuff. You have to heal them before they.
Your pet has fled.
Will start attacking things again. Get.
You look like you know.
You have any potions? Thank you. So this is what we call pulling a sneaky. I'm also gonna set this to toggle run. I'm just gonna buy some items real quick. Sell this ring. Sell that ring. Sell that ring. Sell that necklace. I don't really need it. Sell this spear. Sell this spear. Sell this hand axe, sell this hand axe, sell this buckler, sell this amulet. Okay, so now we have some options. I think at the moment we're gonna just buy one of these bigger health potions to go along with it. And we're just going to use that health potion while we're here. And then we'll escape. So 2 and 3.
You are poisoned.
And this is why you buy antidotes.
You have been poisoned.
So I'm going to go ahead and set this back down there. Except it's instantly re-poisoned. Oh, perfect timing.
You are poisoned.
So I think I'm just going to have to overheal on this. I've got a major health potion, so I'm waiting until I'm like really, really low on health to use that one. Because that'll heal me by quite a bit.
Your pet is fleeing. Your pet is fleeing.
Okay. And this is just like this is a gel, which is basically going to be like your,
The quest is completed.
This is going to be like your, slimes and that kind of stuff. So our pet is at 1 life. We need to, first of all, we need to level up. We're going to do strength, vitality, and dex. I'm going to wait to spend those points.
Come closer. I might be able to touch that thing.
Rock Swallower's studded leather armor of the magician, so we can't use it. Which means that, like, since it's a quest item, we can't like. I don't think we can sell. Well, yeah, we may be able to sell it, but I don't know if we really want to sell it. I'm gonna go ahead and open up both of these menus, and I'll identify both of these. So the Bronze Ring of Seasons. This one is, we're just gonna put that on. I just didn't know what it was and if it required strength or anything. So that'll be like better magical items and stuff for us, which is a good thing. Ring of Seasons, sure, I'll put it on. Let me shove this down here. Put the other mana potion in there. Or not mana potion, stamina potion.
Have I got a deal for you?
Okay, so if you shift and click on something, your pet will interact with it. So you can sell straight from your pet's inventory, which is useful. So also shift and click on things in your inventories and stuff to auto sell or auto buy. Like if you just want it to put it wherever is convenient, rather than like meticulously placing everything. We're up to 1974. That's a good solid amount of gold for having beaten one guy so far. So for swords, I think we do need to get our decks up a little bit. Go with axes. So this actually is the end of this level. That was the last thing on this level of the dungeon. So what I think we're gonna do, the Invalid Spear and the Wooden Club of Life. Okay. So I think we're gonna go into the sword stuff, and we'll just do double swords for this one.
Have I got
I'm gonna
a
go ahead
deal
and
for you?
sell these. We got 2 uses on our Book of Identified, so I'm gonna grab another one of those. From Gets. And here's the predicament. We can either go back to the town, which, since this is level 1, I'm probably just gonna go back to town. Partially because the entrance is right there, but also partially because my pet needs healing, and I don't have the healing potions to do it right now. I could have bought them from Gets, but also, Drea, I don't think charges anything to heal, so we'll double check that. With all of its unequipped items, so that's a key part. Like any items that are equipped to your pet don't sell. So Seaver's not one that we had the quest for. We had the quest for. So here's the other thing. On this map, people that have the yellow diamonds are going to be your quest
And
givers.
you're always welcome here.
I believe. The green ones are always going to be merchants. The red ones, I think, that's the
I have many mystic items for sale.
a minor heal. Yes. I'm going to get the minor heal because it's going to be incredibly useful.
We have not gained enough power.
I can't learn it yet, so we need enough magic to learn the heal spell. So the heal spell is going to be important. Drea?
Good day to you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we need to head up. Is it not him? Hey, he's a good veto. He's the one that wanted ice stompers. Who was it that needed this man's? Hello? Was it Seaver?
Good day.
White Cutter and the... Torvis's quest. So Torvis is the monk. Got it. And he is, if I remember correctly, very west. I think that's what the red one is. Yes. So a red diamond is going to be a completed quest. There we go. So we couldn't equip this anyways, so it's better for us to get the item that we can equip rather than just holding on to a piece of armor that we can't use when a quest can be completed with it. That's a personal thing, I guess, but you know, and how you do. So now we're gonna double check, and I will also say, like, you can see, move into the light. You can see, like, the stuff is actually equipped. Like, whatever items we have actually are equipped on our person. What you got for me, Bartleby? I need some potions. We're gonna buy some major health potions, which essentially what this breaks down to. I know it feels like I have I've been kind of scatterbrained about this, but it's as stuff comes up. So essentially, like, your minor health, which is this size, is going to be like your like in D&D terms, because that's what I know, this is going to be like your smallest health potion. This is going to be like that second level of health potion that's like essentially like a regular health potion. I think it may be a greater. Then this one's going to be like the next level up, where it's going to do more health. And then there's the big jug of health, which is going to be one of the best. There's also the healing charms, which are multiple uses, but they cost more. But they may heal quite a bit, so I don't remember exactly how that breaks down.
Hello, Wanderer.
I feel like I should get a fishing rod at some point. So we also can't use a scimitar or anything like that right now. And a normal sword, it looks like, is just strength. So we're doing a good thing by focusing on strength. I think, should I buy a cap? I'm gonna buy a cap, just to make sure my head is protected. Another spell that's going to be really important to keep an eye out for is there is a spell of Identify, and I believe it's just a green exclamation mark. That spell is, there's the super health potion, but that spell is going to be important, because once you have a scroll, or once you have the Identify spell, you won't really need to keep buying the books of Identify and stuff. I think there's also a spell of Town Portal, but I am unsure. Okay, so inventory is fairly clear. I'm gonna return back to town. I know I just went down, but I'm gonna go put that I'm gonna go put that gem in the chest, and we'll put the heal spell in there for right now. Just that way we're not clogging up our inventory. Because it's going to be a few levels, I think. Maybe just one more level. We may just dump all of our stuff. Okay, so the tips are getting obnoxious at this point. So I'll turn those off. Now that we don't have any more quests that are on this level or anything, we've explored everything. So now we just descend the stairs and go deeper into the dungeon. And this is where and this is the other thing, like, the levels will look different. Like, it's not like certain number levels have certain, like, appearances to them or anything. Two Fountains of Wellness. Come on. Good grief. Hey, a fishing pole. I nearly bought one. Good thing I didn't. And the fishing pole is basically all that it'll end up doing is it'll give us a way to catch our own fish to change our pet. I got some other boots. Yay. I'm getting all kitted out and everything. I'm gonna...
You feel refreshed.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave the other one for now. Because I don't need it at the moment. Hello! Wow. Already the stairs down? Cooled up, sick tight. Alright. Let's see it. Hello, Goblin. Hiya. So one of the cool things about this game is how I feel like it did a very good job of essentially being the D&D experience before I really even knew about the D&D experience. Like, in a way, I was already doing D&D when I was playing this game. I just didn't realize it. Because all of your attacks are based off of like a die roll as to whether they hit. And as to how much damage it does, it has a range. So, like, RPGs are like that anyway. Like, role-playing games are like that anyways. But I feel like Fate did a really, really good job of it. And the graphics are pretty good. Like, especially for when I was playing this game and stuff. It was one of the... That was beautiful. It was one of the better games to play. Like this, I don't remember when this came out, but it had to have been like, at the very least,
you are exhausted.
The early 2000s. I'm gonna double do this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use the scroll instead. We're just gonna sell that spear and this buckler and this sword. Just gonna move that down there. Swing. Got it. Alright. But yeah, like this game is so good. Like I would highly recommend anyone get it. Because even though you're watching me play it, it's gonna be a completely different game when you play it. And you can like spec however you want it to be. You can be like super mage that only uses like, I don't know, you could go super flavor and just use a staff or something. Or you can be like, oh, I'm only going to use like healing spells and I'm mostly going to just run in and smash face with an axe or something. That's perfectly fine. This game is very much like I say, it's very much like the D&D experience where it's going to be different every single game you play. And it's one of those games, like, if you get it, you can keep playing that same character for so long. And once you finish your, like, first big quest that you get from Wizardman, you get another big quest from what I remember. It's like, hey, this guy is now the big bad guy you're running after. Go get him. And you're like, okie dokie. And you run off and go get him. But then you have like all that really cool gear and everything. And every save starts off the same as far as like stats and stuff go, or like starting gear from what I remember. Like nobody starts with like a different weapon or anything. You start out with that little hatchet every single time. A creeping widow! We can turn our doggo into a creeping widow. A spider. Which we might do. I might go ahead and do that.
Your pet.
Yeah, our pet is now a spider. So this is pretty much the first thing you end up changing your pet into, like in any game. It's just gonna be a spider. Just because you're gonna find fish or you're gonna get fish somehow that are just gonna turn it into a spider or a wolf or something. Hello, Matt. Health potion. Howdy ho! So the thing is, with this level, I'm just going through it thoroughly because I want to go through it thoroughly. Nothing says you have to complete a whole level of a dungeon before you can move on. That's just me being me. That is how I play these types of games. I want to explore everything, make sure I get all the loot. Which is why I'm really glad I have things like the map, where I know, like, okay, I've missed this area. And you can kind of tell, based on how the map generates, when you've missed an area. I'm going to just run down this way. And get back to where the dissension point is. What gets real interesting is if you get to the point where your pet is like some crazy creature, like you can get drakes and things, or like dragons, but they can sometimes get lost in like the other dragons and things. So you're like, oh, it's a dragon! It's like, oh no, that's what used to be my dog. So, it's an interesting thing. So we've got 2 quests that are going to be on this floor. Let's see what we can do about it. I don't remember what we're looking out for. A voltaic gel, I know, is one of them.
You have been granted new skills.
Ooh, I forgot about the anvil. Oh, no. Well, there's one of our bosses.
The quest is completed.
I got it. I don't remember exactly what the anvil does. I think it'll add enchantments to an item. So it may be that the next time we find like a sword or something, hang on to it. Actually, does Buddy have one right now? Yeah, he does. So we may enchant a short sword and see what we get.
Will you tempt fate?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Fate smiles upon you.
Hey! I think sometimes it does nothing, which is fine. Sometimes you get bad stuff, but that's fine. That's just how it do. Hello, voltaic gel. How you doing? So that purple, I think, is like a little ring or something because it's hiding underneath the gold. Ah, it's a cracked zirconium. Never mind. It's a gemstone. So we got the shocking sword. What is happening? Short sword of basics. know, not enthusiastic about it, but it is at least a sword that I would get my bonuses off of, that I've been building up, as far as like from levels and things. And I can hit faster with it, so it might be better in the end. We'll go ahead and just put that over in the other inventory. The fishing pole over there. Just spend some time. Like, this is going to be a lot of time. It's just rearranging your inventory, making sure it's how you want it to be. Making sure you can put all your items in things. We need to level up real quick. So we need 2 in this, so that we now next time we go to town, we can grab that healing spell. I'll drop those 3 like that. And then we'll go sword, shield. Cool. Hello, stupids! Come at me! I am daring you to be coming at me. Hiya! Got him. So the other thing you can do, like with the fishing stuff, I know I said it was how you can make your pet into other pets. If you sell to the right people, fish can be worth a good bit, but also you can just keep fishing, and you can sell the fish that you get if you don't want them. Like if you,
has been sprung.
I forgot about that. Some things are trapped every once in a while. But sometimes if you like get a fish that turns something into, for instance, the widow. 3, 2, 1. Poof. And a puppy comes around the corner. But if you get something that turns it into like a widow or something, and you already have... Ooh. But if you already have like... your dog is a widow permanently, or something like that, then you can just sell the fish, and it'll get you extra money. Ooh. This guy isn't even difficult, he's just obnoxious. Because he's a voltaic gel, which I have lightning damage on my
Quest is completed.
on my weapon. And then on top of that, okay, so we can't wear the armor. That's fine. An unidentified hatchet. It's identified now. Put that in the inventory. Yeah. I really love this game. I'm glad I decided to start playing it, because I feel like more people need to know about this game. Because it's just good. It's just very good. Actually, we're gonna spin this smaller health potion on the pupper. We're gonna make sure he's all healed up. Like I say, next time I play this, which this may end up being my Wednesday game for a little while at least, I will probably have the camera moved around so that that corner is not blocked out. I was just using the setup that I had. So, bear with me. We don't need to go back up just yet. Tally ho! Hiya!
The pet has grown more skilled.
Oh hey! yeah, there were many, many years where it was like, all right, I'm going to go play games on the computer that are family owned, because I feel like no one started out with like, hey, the first computer in the house was just like my personal computer that I had set up in my room. No, I went to the game room where we had all of our game consoles and like PC set up, and I played Fate. Or I watched people play Fate. I did that quite a bit. Like, just watched my brothers play it because, like, it was their turn on the game or whatever. Because we just had the one computer. But, like, that kind of stuff. That's what this reminds me of. It's just, like, sitting in the game room. Or just... I think at that point it was just... we had it in a specific game room rather than just, like, in another room. Like, my computer right now is just set up in the living room, which kind of sucks. I really wish I had, like, an office that I could put it in, but... oh well. Not right now. But, it's just a reminder of, like, what it used to be like playing these kinds of games. Like, it was basically what we're doing right now. It's just sitting
You
around.
have sprung the trap.
Dang it.
You have been poisoned.
I'm not poisoned anymore. I prefer the fire traps. But it's kind of like it is now, where it was just like you were sitting and watching somebody play games because you didn't have the game, or it wasn't your turn to play the game or something. And so you just went, you know what? I'm going to sit here and enjoy watching you play. Because, like, everyone plays differently. Like, that's how I learned things like, hang on, did that pickaxe have a name? It did. It wasn't a pickaxe. It was a crossbow named the Pincushion. So here's the other thing. Like, the legendary stuff, it's going to have, like, the special names and everything, is going to be the yellow border. Identification level is 53. So that means that, like, a Book of Identify is going to work on this, but the Identify spell that I was talking about will not. Unless you have, like, a high enough Identify level. Or it's a spell level thing, I think, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. So this does a decent amount of damage and does knockback, but we can't use our shield and sword then. So I don't know. We may hang on to that one for a little while. We can't give it to our pet anyways because we are full. I could send Buddy to town, but I'm probably gonna head back soon. Did I finish both of the quests? Okay, so both of the quests are done. I may... Okay, so we still got a good amount of time left.
A trap has been set.
Ah, it's a cursed sword. What did I get? A royal cowl? That's better than the one that I have! So I've got stuff that I need to sell, and I've also got some quests to redeem, and also some, say redeem like it's a coupon. Excuse me! I have this coupon for one completed quest. But, I got some stuff I need to sell and do in town, so I can go ahead and take care of that.
A trap has been sprung. You have
Dang
been
it.
poisoned.
I don't have a... Alright, here's what we're gonna do. What I get? A fingerling arrowfish. think that was the Drake. I'll catch a few fish. No, I did not mean to hit that. Oops. We'll try to catch 3 more fish and see what we get. Two more. A small arrowfish. So the small arrowfish, rather than the fingerling arrowfish, is going to last longer, I think. That was a quick one. There are items that I've gotten out of fishing. Some pretty good ones, too. No. We're just going to stop. So we have the fingerling arrowfish, which is the greater basilisk. The small arrowfish is for 5 minutes. And the silverfin is a snow stalker. Hey, buddy. Okay, so I think we're going to explore this last chunk of the dungeon that's not been explored. And then before we move on, we will probably head back to town. Make sure there isn't a quest that we need to... Well, this is where the exit is. I'm gonna have a doggo. Use the fountain, buddy. Here we go. A magical anvil! Let's enchant another short sword. Or we could do a pendant. Or the cowl. No, not the cowl. I don't really want to do the cowl because that's the only one of those cowls that I have right now. And I don't want to mess it up. So
Will you tempt fate?
enchant this short sword. Sockets have been added. That's a thing. Rather have the one that's already enchanted. At the moment. Like, eventually you get really, really cool gems and stuff that you can, like, make whatever enchanted blade you really want. But at the moment, we're gonna return to
You
town.
enter the portal.
You enter the portal. His voice is so smoothing, so soothing. So I guess we'll go up here first. Gimbotel's up here. But also, this is Rico that I was talking about. Rico the Enchanter. He will basically do for a price what that magic anvil is
You have
doing.
gained experience and skill. You have
Oh, hey.
gained fame.
I don't remember what the fame does. I'll be entirely honest. Goblin Ring of Bronze. Heck yeah. Bitch. Let's level up. We need some more strength. Some more dex. Seems good. Close that. Do shield battle. Spell casting. So that's another option. You can dual wield weapons and do like more damage, or you can have the shield that'll give you some other stuff. I like the sword and board, so that's why I do what I do. Let's pump defense magic. I guess that's what the healing would be. Pump it a couple times. And another sword. Good day.
Hello.
Wait. So now we can get into here. Put this here.
You have learned a new
I've
spell.
written it into my spell book. We'll put these away. We'll also put this away. We may not end up using it. We may sell it later. But that's for a later time. Fishing pole. I'm going to put mine in my chest right now. But I do have one. Okay, so we're going to want to make
These
sure...
prices, it's practically steep.
So Getz is one of those that that when I talk to my brothers and stuff, we will quote certain characters. Oh, let's have the pick of destiny for a second. Also, some spells that you can like see at the beginning, it's like, oh, that's expensive and stuff. Meteor Strike is pretty decent, from what I remember. Do y'all have quests?
Well, what can I do for you?
Nocturne fungus named Hammerthrin and its army of basilisks has stolen a ghoul eater's strong sickle of greed and taken it to the level 4. Defeat the rabble and return the ghoul eater's strong sickle of
You have
greed.
received the task.
Okay. Demonor! A nasty group of ruby gels has been making raids on our town. I hear they've taken up residence on level 4. Clear them out and the town will be grateful. I'll give you the superior leather boots of seasons as a reward.
You have received the
Heck
quest.
yeah. That's like better boots, and also it has an enchantment. Does he have another quest for us? Torvis? Well then.
Good day.
Earth Chewer, the Mangler, the Lizard Man, has assembled an army of Deathcaps and is advancing on the town. Help us by defeating them, and the town will reward you for your bravery. I'll give you this Bat Fighter's Novice's horned leather gloves of seasons. Some of these names end up getting super duper long. Right is to cast a spell. Okay, so I had forgotten how spells worked, but right click. Hiya! And that's just a self heal, okay. Because there are other heal spells that you can use to heal, like you and your pet or your. There are spells that will like summon allies and things. Whew. So that's something to keep an eye out for when you're in town. Especially if you're going to be a spellcaster. Like, you really have no reason to not get, like, the
I have many mystic
mega
items for
heal,
sale.
which is this group heal, where it'll have, like, all of these. This greater heal would be nice to have, but I'm much more interested in this town portal. Because if I had this town portal, I will not necessarily have to have the scrolls. That does mean I need to work on my magic. But that's doable. It's just gonna take like 2 levels. So this is what I was talking about, where like you will need some magic, but it's not the worst thing in the world that you need some magic. It's mostly so that you can survive. So what is the charm? Oh, my charm magic. So here's the thing. I have that scroll right now, but I'm not even going to be able to use the spell on the dungeon levels that I'm at anyways, it seems like, because it's plus 2 levels per charm skill level. I have 0. I need a town scroll, a town portal scroll, just because I would probably die.
Have I got a deal for you?
Really? Do you now? Oh, I should probably sell the stuff in here. Oh, hey! I did it. So yeah. And you don't have to, go all the way along and everything. Also, from where I learned that spell, you can set your spells in here. So there's this, but there's no reason to permanently remove a spell, especially a heal. We're gonna hop back into the dungeon, and we should be good to progress on to level 4, because we now actually have quests on level 4. And this is basically how the game functions. Like, I know I've kind of explained it a little bit, but a lot of times you are getting a quest, and then you go down to the dungeon, complete the quest, come back, and somebody else has a quest for you. And that is how it do. That's how the world goes around. Man, that is loud. Pico, what are you doing? I love how the merchants are just hanging out. It's like, oh yeah, that monster? He definitely won't kill me. Ooh, a sabre. From what I remember, sabers are actually pretty deep. I'm gonna go ahead and learn that. Reopen my pet's inventory. We're gonna identify the spear real quick. A heavy spear. Okay. So a saber. A saber is gonna be better than the sword that we got, but we also have lightning damage on our sword right now. So. But we're also starting to find spell scrolls, which is interesting. And that's one of those things, like, they can sell for a good chunk of damage. A good chunk of damage, I say. A good chunk of change. I mean, I guess it depends on if you use money for beating people with, then I guess it would be damage, but, they can do quite a bit. It looks like we're mostly getting defense scrolls, though. I wonder if that's because, didn't mean to cast, but it's very easy to misclick cast on this because it's just right click. But I mean, it's a heal spell. It's not the worst thing to do. I do need to get an offensive spell at some point, but I think I'm gonna worry about the.
pet has grown more skilled.
I'm gonna worry about the offensive spell after.
Not enough mana.
Oh.
Your mana is low.
Yeah. So that's gonna be the other thing you can do in this is when you get to where you've got actual heal spells and everything, you can just take a break for a second in the end of a hall or something like that, and just heal up. You don't have to spend all your potions and stuff. Your potions are gonna be wait, that was easy. Your potions are gonna be your emergency heals. It's gonna be like in Skyrim, if you were ever fighting something really big and then all of a sudden you just took a break and ate all of your cheese wheels. That's gonna be the emergency that you're gonna use a potion in most of the time once you have a heal spell. If you have a heal spell that's just even mildly good, like mine is. Mine's not great right now, but even if it's just minorly okay, then you're going to be able to just take a breather, hit that heal button, and you're going to have to wait for your mana to recharge a lot of times, just because it's basically half my mana bar just to heal once. But that's going to be where you find your balance between magic and sword fighting. And I feel if you go the melee path, you're gonna have a harder time. But also, it's up to you. You're gonna have, okay, I'll put it this way. It's gonna be similar to D&D in this case too, because mages are gonna have a rougher time early on, I feel like. Whereas late game, mages are going to be able to kick ass.
You are not yet powerful enough.
You're gonna have a ruby ring real quick. You're gonna get a polearm, you're gonna get a staff, you're gonna get a staff. You're gonna get a shield, a sword, a hatchet. Let's turn you into
your pet has been transformed.
A basilisk for a little while. Tally-ho! A smart man would have waited until we had enemies that were at least gonna potentially be close. I am not a smart man. Hello. Come on, buddy.
Trap has been sprung.
Ow. A fountain. Why is that fountain in here? Magic anvil. I know exactly what I'm enchanting. Yes. What do I get? An icy saber. That will do. Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna put this there, put that over there, put that over there. Our pet is full right now, which is fine. That's the thing that happens. We're just gonna use this stamina potion because it's not gonna be the most useful potion for us to have. And I think what else we're gonna do, I'm gonna close that real quick. We're gonna heal up.
Your mana is low.
Alrighty, we got that done. So I think once this fish wears off, I don't remember if the fish form will hold throughout the town traveling. So I'm gonna wait until this basilisk form wears off,
You have completed
and then we'll see what. And we'll send our boyo to town, or we may just go to town. I don't know how many quests we'll have done by then. Still need. Well, it's now done. But we've got both of our level 4 quests done. Hey, Jewel, the pendant. I can sell him the things. I forgot about that. But I think he buys it for less, maybe. I don't remember what the there was a specific size or something that meant like it would turn it into it permanently. I don't remember what it was. Either way. Hey, pup. Let's go ahead and just sell him all that stuff. And then we'll go run in. You drink from the fountain. Yeah.
The trap has been sprung.
Ow. Got it. It all worked out. Okay, so there's still an area of this floor that we have not explored. I don't know how we get there. I know how we get there. I missed a path up this way. And down. Oh, basilisk. So you can already see, like, I'm, for lack of a better term, I'm pretty well kicking ass. And so it's not super difficult to get to the point where you feel comfortable, except like it also like ramps up the difficulty just the right amount where it's like, oh, this is a little more difficult to do. And even while that's the case, it's still like this isn't necessarily impossible. Eventually, like, you can get to points where it's like, okay, I need to spend some time on one of the other levels, like training or something, before you fight like one of the boss people. But I mean, that's pretty standard, I feel like. Ooh. You know what? We've gone through 4 levels right now. We're gonna return to town. I think I may complete these quests. I forgot to look at this weapon. We can't use it, but okay. I think we may complete these quests. It's not this man's. I went to the wrong down place.
You are gaining experience and skill.
Wait, fame is increased. I have attained the rank of unremarkable. I got extra skill points.
And you're always welcome here.
So I think that's mostly what fame will get you, is that you can get extra skill points for things. So we need to up our magic. That'll get us to 6. That'll get us from floor 8. Drop a couple into attack magic. We'll see what the mage lady has to say.
My wares are both ancient and powerful.
Hello! We have this one. We need to learn it eventually. What do you have? Fireball and Scorch. So these are going to be your basic spells. Like Fireball is just going to deal an okay amount of damage. But we can go ahead and learn it. Like that's going to be a good spell to have on hand. Also summon Spider. I'm going to grab this one. And this one. We can't learn summon Timberwolf, so I'm not going to... Like, these will reset. So it's one of those, like, if you see a spell that you really, really want, but you can't learn it just yet, it's not the worst thing in the world to just go ahead and grab it. Because you never know if it'll just be gone. Scourge isn't a bad spell. I'm going to grab that too.
You have learned a new spell.
I think that's all for the moment. We may end up pivoting on our character. Just because I'm starting to remember more about like how things work. We may still like we're probably still going to use like the sword and everything, which means strength and stuff is going to get increased. But I don't know if it's going to be our main focus. I think we might end up focusing on magic. Just because magic is so important. We'll buy a book of town portals just to keep on hand in case of reasons. Okay, so we need to hit level 23 for magic. So that we can learn Scorch and Town Portal. Cool, dope, sick, tight. The Pendant. The Pirates of Pendant.
I might be able to cut that deal.
Hello. I always remember.
A fine day.
I was traveling out in the forest when I was ambushed by Oath Thrower, the Betrayer, a great basilisk. It's stolen my Kuzorgul's guiding thorn cap of bronze and made off into the dungeon. Please get it back for me. I'll give you this crimson battle staff. That seems like not a fair trade, but okay. I will say, if there is an item that you end up liking better than like what the reward is, and eventually you'll kind of learn like what some of the keywords are, and you'll be like, no, I want that instead. Her tales of a greater basilisk called Grave Juggler, who roams around the 6th level of the dungeon. I'd sure sleep better if I knew that greater basilisk wasn't around.
You have received a quest.
But eventually you'll learn and be like, yeah, I want that more. They will not get... Oh, so yellow, they have a quest for you. But I've got 3 quests already, and that's the max number of quests, I think. Okay, I'm remembering now. Got it. So we need to go to level 5 and clear some of these quests before we can come back and get a quest from our Rhino boy, who I believe is kobold, maybe? I don't remember. But either way, let's see. Does our pet have anything? Our pet has a ruby ring. We can sell that.
How may I help
Hello,
you?
Jin. Have a ring. Okay, bye. I don't think we have anything else that we need to do. So, what I think I'm gonna do is we're on level 4 of this dungeon. And we are gonna save an exit. Now, this is another thing. If you have whatever character was being played last, will display on the screen with whatever items they have. The particle effects are so, like, they're very dated, but they're actually, like, really good. Like, for fire, it's a different color and looks different. For cold damage, like it does this. Electric, it's that little, like, sparkle around it that you can tell is electricity. It's just this is a very, very, very good game, and I think more people need to know about it. Like, I love this game so much. And I'm so glad that I am playing it again. It still has a visit playfate.com button, which apparently I accidentally clicked. We'll just skip back to this. And the website's still there. Don't know why it pulled up something on Internet Explorer. Okay. Either way, that's gonna be the stream for today. I get some background music playing from the game. But thank you all for being here. I am so glad that I played this game. Legitimately, I didn't know what game I was playing until 15 minutes before the stream. And I went, you know what, let's play Fate. Like, I was like, I could play Animal Crossing, I could play, I don't know, something to do with magic. I don't know. I went, you know what, I have not played Fate in a long time. I need to do that. So, here we are. I will say, before I do the rest of the outro stuff, I will not be streaming Friday. And that is because Friday is my birthday, and the time that I would be streaming is also when I'm going to be going to lunch with my parents. Or at least my mom. I think it's just my mom. So, I will not be here. But I may do something like tomorrow or Saturday or something. I'll let you all know. But thank you all for watching. If you watched on the Twitch side of things and you like missed something, like you either got here late or you just had to like walk away for a second to go do whatever, it's fine. You can just go and watch the VOD on Twitch for a little while. I think it may be like 2 weeks or something that it stays on there. Or this will be uploaded to YouTube, so you can go watch it there. I don't know exactly when. I should be able to do that right after the stream, but I'm not going to say that it's going to be up right after the stream. It may also just end up on private for a while on YouTube for whatever reason, just because I forget. But if you're on the YouTube side of things, this does happen live, so be sure to come and hang out with me next time on twitch.tv/ToxicTitanGaming. And if you want to know exactly what games I'm playing and when I'm going to be playing, or if I'm not going to be playing, like, for instance, on Friday, or like tomorrow or Saturday, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. That would be probably the best place to figure that out. And it's just at Toxic Titan YT on Twitter, or you could just Google Toxic, or you could look up Toxic Titan Gaming, and it'll be the same logo, banner, and name on all the things to make it easy for you. Thank you all so much for being here, and until next time, have fun, play games, and take care.